I think it's clear that President Trump is going to be the one who leads the negotiations, and the team will be an inclusive team. It's been a partnership of myself, Ambassador Lighthizer, Larry Kudlow from the White House, Wilbur Ross, and Peter. So this will be a team that is very inclusive. And we also have people from agriculture and energy. So there's a lot of work to do. This will be a real agreement. I think one of the things was very important is there was very specific understanding between President Trump and President Xi. And now it's the team's job to turn this into a real agreement that will have deliverables, dates, and real commitments.
One of the things that a lot of the articles are pointing out, Mr. Treasury Secretary, was there really was a change in tone, because leading up to the meeting, a lot of our officials, you and others, had been very critical of China. And China, in the same way, pushing back on whether anything would really change. Was there a tangible difference in the tone that you could pick up at the dinner?
I think so. You know, we had several meetings in advance of the dinner, but the final agreement was clearly an agreement between the two leaders, and there were no decisions made until the two leaders met. But this is the first time that we have a commitment from them that this will be a real agreement. There'll be structural issues, there'll be non-structural issues, there'll be issues on intellectual property, IP, technology, cyber, currency. And we're very clear in that we got a lot of work to do over the next 90 days to now document this.
Here's another, and I'm just happen to be looking at the journal. Everybody's writing a bunch of conjecture, obviously. But as far as China opening up its markets more to us, the point is made that in the past, talk is cheap. And they've always said, yeah, we'll do that. But they've never lived up on it. The journal lived up to it. The journal says this time around, China is willing to consider putting in place a mechanism to measure progress in opening up its markets to us. What does that look like? And are you really confident that this time they'd follow through? And I mean, it would be a trust but verify type situation again.
Well, let me just say I'm very hopeful we can turn this into a real agreement. The president has made very clear that there's a pause, but if we don't have a real agreement, the tariffs will increase, and he can always contemplate more. But there was clearly a very genuine offer from President Xi to President Trump to make sure that they opened up their markets to U.S. companies. This will be the biggest single opportunity for economic growth for U.S. companies and U.S. workers. So I think this is a big difference.